Episode 30. Let's have it. Let's go. So in this episode, I'm going to run through absolutely everything I've done in this creative series so far, just to summarise anything that you might have missed, because I'm fully aware that all of this has been found by students, which is, I don't know, a mix of. I mean, I've not got a problem with it, as I've said, but it wasn't the plan, I suppose. So anyway, here we are. I'm gonna run through everything that's happened in my creative series so far. So I'm going to keep looking at my phone, so do forgive me, just to kind of check what happened in what episode and try and follow along with that. And as always, I have pre-recorded this, so please forgive me if I've forgotten anything. So as you know, if you did watch episode 1 of my series, this was the kind of naturally spawning village where only a couple of those structures still remain in. And then I believe in the very first episode, I remember over here I made this tiny little house and just wanted to kind of demonstrate sort of what one of my typical houses look like. I mean, again, when I look back now, maybe that does cringe me out a little bit. But hey ho, it was the start of a new adventure, and you never know kind of how things are going to go until you give them a go. So that's what I did in the first episode, make that house. Then episode 2 was when I built my castle. So the castle, if you remember from episode 2, if you've seen it, is just that little square bit there, and obviously it's had a massive expansion where I've just kind of put these huge walls that go round and through that woodland area, and yeah, it is a lot bigger. It's still unfinished. I mean, as you can see with everything that I make, it's unfinished. If anybody wants me to finish anything, I guess let me know. And for students, just bear in mind please that anything that gets commented, I do have to feed back to the school, so yeah, just keep that in mind. If you are going to comment, ideally maybe don't comment. I don't know, it might be better to, as I've said before, sort of just let me know in person. I've really for ages obviously not recorded any videos because I've been all iffy about, I don't know, just everyone watching my videos and coming up to me and saying things. It's just a bit strange. I think I'm just sort of leading up here at the minute because I was showing where I'd put the path that leads up to the castle, because I don't know if that was episode 3, connecting my village to my castle, because obviously the castle was quite a bit out of the way. So yeah, just if anyone's got any feedback, if you are a student, I'd say please just speak to me outside of lesson and you can give me your feedback then. And as I was saying, I've been really iffy about whether I should keep recording or not. And anyway, I have done. As you can see, I'm releasing other episodes. Just with hesitation, I suppose. It was because on sports day, I did get 2 students come and speak to me about YouTube. One of them, I don't really know who he is, to be honest, just came up to me and said, I found your YouTube channel, and I have no idea if it means the vlog stuff or the gaming stuff. It said, I've found your YouTube channel. I was like, all right, okay. And there I was expecting some kind of bad comment, and then he just said, I've subscribed. I was like, all right, okay. And that was that. So it was nothing bad. I thought, okay, it's nice to not be having negative comments. I just hate when, I don't know, people make digs or try and make fun of me and stuff. But anyway, there was that comment, and then what was the other one? Something else. And I thought, do you know what? People have actually said nice things to me today, so maybe I'll go home and record something. But then after sports day, I was just absolutely shattered, as always. So completely crashed out when I got home and literally just went to bed. Fun, very fun. So anyway, I'm not sure where I'm up to in my narrative. I know I've been flying around this little village that I named Foxby at some point. So episode 4, I've kind of revealed already, it was upgrading the hillside huts. So I've shown you that bit. And then episode 5, so I built those massive kind of, let me rewind and show you what I'm talking about. I built these massive, those massive apartments there. And that was when I remember I ran into recording trouble and it was all off camera. But they're pretty boring anyway, but I don't want to get rid of them because I don't know, I know there's no furniture in there, but I do like those apartments. And this kind of village does remind me a bit of Lincoln, where I went to university, kind of how it's on a hill and, there's nice views. But anyway, in episode 5, it's called I Found a New Village, and basically, sort of off camera, I've been exploring the area, and just over here, you can see there's the remains of what was one of those naturally spawning nether portals. And then just from here, this is obviously all built up now, and there's things that I've not shown you, and I will get to that. But there was a naturally spawning village over here, so if you want to go and see what I'm talking about, that was in episode 5. And as you can see, that there are some well, very few. I think that's the only remaining structure from the naturally spawning village. Um, and yeah, it was such a small little. I think there were 13 buildings I counted. I remember, what an unlucky number. And obviously now it's completely turning. I'd say it's still a village, but definitely is going up. Like I've got these 3-story buildings and whatever, haven't I? And they're all a lot more modern compared to the tiny little huts that spawn. I wish the naturally spawning buildings were just had a bit more to them. You know, like maybe actually more like houses where they've got, I don't know, a bedroom, a kitchen, rather than just like a little. It's like a little shed. But I suppose like a long time ago, like back a long time ago, like when people lived in tribes and stuff, I suppose their house would have just been like one room, which is just crazy, absolutely crazy to think about stuff like that. So then I guess we're moving on to episode 6, which is where I connect my villages together. So I made that huge kind of minecart track, if you like. We're imagining it's like a train line and a huge viaduct that connects what was my Foxby village to the other village, which I did at some point named Spruce Valley. So I think I'm just checking out what's happened. They must just be loading. But those trees have obviously just having a moment there. Clearly, they've realised it's Sunday and they're just chilling out. They're not fully spawning as they're supposed to. So yeah, it's obviously changed a lot now. There's loads and loads of buildings crammed in here. And I'd love to kind of keep working on this village and developing this area. But yeah, as I say, my passion for making these videos just sort of died a bit with people coming up to me and just, I don't even know, it's just not what I wanted or expected. But I also don't want to stop making the videos, which is why I'm here recording another one. But I don't know if I should move my cursor out of the way. I can't remember. I think I've left the settings so you can see my cursor. That might be a bit irritating. So yeah, I think I'm just going along this train line now. Super exciting. So let me skip something a bit more exciting. What was episode 7 on? So episode 7 was finishing off my train station. So that's the bit I'm showing you now. It's still not finished, is it really? I mean, it's got some platforms. I decided to connect it to that castle. And I did kind of come up at that time with the narrative of how the castle was kind of going to be in control of everything. So if somebody wanted to use the train, you'd have to pay a fee, and that money would be used by the king and the castle, if you like. It was all sort of make believe, and I've sort of lost my way with that story bit. I did also a long time ago used to do like one episode in each village, and that, yeah, I've just not kept to everything. And I did think literally yesterday, I was like, should I just make a whole new series? But I don't know, like I'm a bit attached to this one, but also I'm getting bored of it, so I'm not really sure. I just know that every so often I love making these videos. So anyway, that's that. I guess the next thing in the story would be episode 8, building a more modern train station, and it was only sort of one level high then, and it was very basic. So I think the episode after is supposedly doing that up. Episode 9, just build updates some progress, and it looks like in episode 9 I make the courtyard. So this is still, sorry, I've got an itch. I keep leaning towards the camera. What was I saying? This is still kind of at the train station area that was episode 8, and then episode 9 is facing this direction where I did have my first courtyard. So if you want to see that, go look at episode 9. And this is obviously completely transformed. You used to be able to just sort of walk straight through, and I've now built these massive, what are shops, and I believe at some point I'll probably show off the shops, because I wanted this episode to sort of be a bit of a roundup and show you all the bits that have been happening off camera as well. So this is what remains of my little courtyard. I do think this area is due some development. I think, yeah, the houses, I didn't know if I should turn those houses there into shops, so that might be coming soon. But otherwise, yeah, it's not what it was, if you like, and it definitely, as the buildings around it have grown up a bit, I feel like the other ones around it too should grow up a bit as well. Right, no idea what I'm going to do next, because this was recorded a long time ago. Literally like a couple of weeks ago I think I recorded this, and I'm just talking over it now. So episode 9 was on courtyard, episode 10 was when I did 10 different houses, so that's what I'm showing you now. So if you've not seen these signs before, I basically have tried to number some of the houses and to also help me keep track of the population. So that was house 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to see this is episode 10. Got one of those new cows. I don't know if they've got a special name, those new cows. I'm such a noob, I literally just stick to my creative stuff. So that's the 5th house, 6th house, 7th house is behind. I really like the design of that house. I don't know what it is, something about it. I'd love a house that looked like that. Oh, so house 7, that must be house 6 over there, yeah, which was absolutely tiny. I don't know. I think I was just following a villager there because he like left the door open. I was just seeing what he was doing. Yeah, so that's that. 6th house, 7th house. So I've got 3 more houses to summarise episode 10. What's he doing? Just chilling. Absolutely chilling. Oh, I think he goes and uses the cauldron. Whatever they do in a cauldron, make potions or whatever. You can tell I did not play survival at all. And a bit back, like a student did say, could I do a survival series for summer? And I'm like, well, I don't see why not. I don't know what I would do. I always get really bored, whereas I feel like I'm creative, I can always just build another house or something. And as I've said before, I really want to be working on the creative things where like I'm building shops and stuff, or I don't know, leisure centres or theme parks. Which, by the way, I've had a bit of an idea of sort of a mini series on making a theme park, but we'll see. It was just something to fill some time that I had yesterday. So anyway, yeah, I'm showing you the rest of these houses. That was house 8, house 9, house 10. And that was all episode 10. Now, episode 11, I think is the only video on this channel that I've ever released that does not have any views, which is absolutely fine, because obviously, like, still young in my YouTube experience, if you like. I just had to sort of try things out and see what people wanted to do, or wanted to see even. And I did an episode on decorating the interiors of all those houses, so I'm guessing nobody really wanted to watch that. I understand it's not very exciting. If you do want to go see it, episode 11 is where I just sort of style the interiors, decide where the furniture is going to go, split the houses, put the walls in, things like that. So that's episode 11. And then episode 12 is actually where that train station gets a bit of an upgrade. Now, I think I just jazzed it up and put like a bunch of lanterns on it. And if I'm being honest, it looks really, really tacky when I'm finished with it. I don't even like the finished product. But that was that. And then episode 13 was upgrading and finishing my courtyard. So that's what I'm just showing you now. But obviously there's like a second courtyard here which I've added on, which in my opinion is much better. Like, look at those houses compared to the other ones. They're just much better than the first courtyard, but obviously that's just because I've sort of got a bit better over time, if you like. So that was episode 13, working on that small courtyard, which really does need to go. So I'm kind of glad that I'm documenting this in episode 30, so you can sort of see how things change if you do want to follow along with the series. I don't know if I'm going to keep uploading these videos or not. I've finally just got to the point, after my channel's been found, where I'm going to release another gaming video, and we'll see how it goes, because I think all of the comments and everything have stopped. If you do want to talk to me about YouTube, like at work, it's not a problem. Just please do it outside of a lesson, not in a lesson. That's not the time that you should be talking about YouTube, right? And obviously my plan with this, whoops, that was an accent. My plan with this was, getting distracted, was to just do it as my hobby and for it to not be found by students. So I've had to kind of go through the motions of it being found. That thunder? I don't know if that was thunder, and the sky's looking very grey. I'm going to have to keep an eye out because I've got my washing out at the minute. So if it starts raining, I'll have to run off. We'll see. I don't want my washing to get soaked. I've washed all my uniform ready for next week. So I'm just showing you these houses, which was for episode 15. A while back I decided that every 5th episode... Uh-oh, it is raining. Right, let me just check the forecast and see if it's going to stop. No, it's not going to stop. So, right, the video will just jump, but I'm going to pause it, go sort my washing, and I'll be right back. I mean, I'm not doing much right now anyway, but I'm going to pause the recording, so bear with me. I'll pause that for 1 second and then pause the recording. I'll be back in 2 ticks. Crisis averted. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I ran out there. It's raining so heavy. I've got beef with blooming... I'm out of breath, sorry, I just ran up the stairs. I've got beef with Apple weather. It's so unreliable. It literally said it was going to be windy today, and it's just poured it down. But thankfully I got it all in before... Sorry, I'm so out of breath. Before it got absolutely drenched. Before it got absolutely drenched, and I can't remember what I was going to say. I'm just not functioning. Yeah, oh yeah, it practically dried, thank goodness. I can't believe that. Anyway, after that drama, which problem solved. To get back to where I was up to. So, I'm so lost, I'm sorry. Right, as we said, episode 13. Episode 14 says the rest of my courtyard buildings. I don't know if that's where I got up to. Oh, 15, 5 different houses. And then this is where I'm showing you what I did in episode 16. It was a mix of a few different things. And take note of this building here, because currently this has been demolished. I don't know what this building is, and I thought in my head I'll kind of try and keep it as a bit like a church. It's so small though, and I decided I really want like a town hall or theatre, so that's going to go in that space. And I mean, I've already recorded an episode of me working on that, so that should be what comes next if I am going to release another episode. Um, I'm not really sure what I'm doing now because this is not an episode, unless this was in episode 16. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it's just because I'm not. Oh, I don't even know. So if you're not sure, if you've not been following, this is my council building for this little town. Is the idea, this village? Very empty, although there are some signs on the walls where I am sort of trying to keep track of the population. Yeah, it never quite sort of got finished, that building. I don't know. It's got windows in and stuff, but it's not decorated. And you can see to the left there's just a little window, but no actual building underneath. I mean, I was going to maybe expand the post office. I don't know. Not sure what to do. Not really sure. Right, episode 17. I mean, all this is... I don't really know what I'm doing in this recording. It doesn't help when you record something 2 weeks ago and then talk over it 2 weeks later. So that's my council building. Episode 17 is... Wait... Maybe I've summarised episode 18. Right, I've skipped over episode 17 because episode 17 was just adding another platform and train station, unless I'm going to show it now. It looks like I'm going to show it now. So, episode 18, I don't know why I'm summarising all this, as if anyone's bothered. I want to show the whole world as it is right now, before I make any more changes, and just so that you don't see something in the background and you're like, what's that? So this is a mix of episode 17 and episode 19, where I built that huge, tall skyscraper. We've got a second platform there, because I thought we've got like a station for passengers, but to deal with goods at the same time is not ideal. So that's why there are some kind of little spin-off platforms on there, if you like. And yeah, I built that huge building, which is a mix of, it's meant to be like commercial use but controlled by the castle. The top bit there is supposed to be like the king's quarters. We decided it was going to be a king, not a queen. And that's where they're supposed to live. As you see, it's perfectly unfinished, as always with me. And right at the bottom of it as well, there is like what was meant to be like the prison, if you like where we would keep anyone that has committed crime or whatever. So yeah, that was the purpose of that huge building. Then I have added this kind of castle building in here, and it looks like I'm going to show you this now. I don't think I've ever revealed this yet. Apologies if I have, but I am quite proud of this building. I mean, my inspiration for this building is definitely sort of like Normanby Hall in Scunthorpe. If you've ever, well, it's not in Scunthorpe, it's obviously near Normanby. I think that's right. I don't know my stuff. I used to go there all the time as a kid. It's a lovely place for like a family day out. There's not a lot to do there. I mean, for young kids, there's like playground equipment, like parks and stuff. I used to love going to see the ducks and whatever, and there's like a woodland walk and whatever. But there is like a great big stately home. They used to have trains there too. I don't know if the trains are still running, like little miniature ones that you could ride on. I used to do that as a kid. But yeah, this is definitely sort of inspired by Normanby Hall. Just a great big, grand sort of stately home. And the idea was that this is going to be a much better, kind of more purposeful place for the king to live. So it's obviously got nice, big, extravagant rooms. And I've already shown you a bit, so I'm just sort of walking around. Down here is meant to be, oh, it's not finished, look, but it was going to be kind of like the kitchen where all of the king's meals are prepared before they get taken up to him in his like great big extravagant dining room was the plan. And yeah, it's just a nice big kind of castle. It's not even a castle, is it? It's like within a stately home within the castle walls. Is the plan. So yeah, upstairs to show you what's upstairs. I think there's just a couple of bedrooms, and there was meant to be like servants' quarters. So I think I'm going to put the servants' quarters like in the. That's meant to be a bed. So I'm just kind of, obviously it's not a bed. I'm outlining sort of where things would go. So that's a little bedroom there. But yeah, the servants' place. I mean, you would go over here and look. I've realised there was a bit of a mistake there, so I don't know if I fix it now. Maybe I don't fix it now. This is another tiny little bedroom with a. Am I going to fix it now? I hope so, because it's bothering me. Yeah, I'm going to fix it now by looks things. I just sort of noticed that obviously that door, you come out of it and just fall straight down, which is not supposed to happen. So I'm just fixing it really quickly. And this is supposed to be kind of the staircase for the servants, if you like, so they can get kind of down to the kitchen, they can get to the ground floor, if you like, they can get to the first floor, and then I guess sort of in the attic spaces where their quarters are going to be. and that's obviously not finished. So again, if that's something you want to see, if you're not a student, comment. If you are a student, maybe come and have a word with me outside of lesson and just sort of say what you might want to see in a video or whatever. And again, I really hope I'm not crossing any lines by doing this. I did speak to the principal quite a while ago, and I was told it was fine to sort of do this, and I did certain precautions that I was advised to do. So yeah, if I am crossing any lines, please just let me know, and hopefully I can try and address those, because as I've said for a long time, this is sort of a mix of me doing the hobby that I enjoy. Yeah, and I know that as someone's like taking the mick at me for, like, YouTube doesn't go hand in hand with teaching, so if it doesn't work, I'll just have to probably stop making videos, which is sad because this is a little hobby. I have actually just been doing some work, and it fried my brain. I was marking tests for like 2 hours. Takes a long time. It did take a long time. And I thought I just need to wind down a little bit now. I can't do more work after 2 hours of marking. So I thought, yeah, maybe I'll just jump on and do a video. I've got the house to myself at the minute, so why not? So I guess I'm heading into the next episode now. I've sort of gone on a detour and shown you that stately home, which I never did a recording of. I don't know if I've shown it already, but episode 20 was on decorating some shops, which again, it says it's on 4 views. It didn't get a great reception, which is understandable. It's not a very exciting episode, and I don't like those shops, to be fair. So this looks like I'm summarising episode 18. This is meant to be my little post office, so I think I show you the post office. Oh, somebody inside. So this is like the rear access, if you like, where deliveries are supposed to go and maybe staff can come in and out, sort of thing. And I did actually build 2 platforms over there for the post office and the fishmonger next door to kind of get the deliveries for stock and mail and whatever else, or whatever, I don't know. So I was just sort of showing you upstairs there. That was meant to be like the sorting office, purely make believe. And again, I was going to like scale it to the population, so if the population grew, then the sorting office would grow, and I've just not kept on top of it. I do really like how these little buildings look. I do think maybe the windows of these shops could be a bit nicer, and again, the interiors are a bit bland, aren't they? So this is meant to be a fishmonger. Obviously, this what do you call it? This, what's it called? Spruce Valley, the Spruce Valley Village. Oh, Spruce Valley Village is not. I mean, there's a river very low down that runs sort of around it, but it doesn't have the access to water that Foxby does. So the thought process was kind of like, Foxby's gonna be a fishing town sort of thing, and supply the fish, and then it gets brought by rail or whatever over to this place. So yeah, just sort of showing how I'd numbered those houses there. Now up here, this was a really exciting episode, and I do remember in that episode, like I sort of said how, well, maybe I won't divulge. If you want to go find that episode, you can go find it. But I'd sort of mentioned about like if a position became available, maybe I'd do it, and a position did become available, and I've not done it, which is fun. And I'm not gonna again divulge, but this was a little kind of, what do you call it, like apartment flat type thing on the 3rd floor. Well, 2nd floor is what you call it, isn't it? And there's a 3rd floor as well. I do really like how that little apartment ends up being. Like, I always say, like, if it's in a nice like city or whatever, I wouldn't mind like a little place like that to live in. I mean, for me, I just love having outdoor space, and parking is a big problem as well. It's typical that the rain has stopped, but it does say that it might start again in 20 minutes, so that's a risk I'm not taking. And like I say, I think my washing was dry anyway. Let's try and get everything ironed, which I'm going to do probably after this recording. We will see. I don't know what I'm going to do about thumbnails. Oh, this is me showing you these shops that I, decorate the interiors of. That's meant to be an estate agent, if you're not sure. I mean, if you're that bothered, go back and watch the episode. I've closed the app down now, so I can't see what episode it was. Decorating my shops in Foxby is episode 20. If you want to go see that, not very exciting, must admit. I want to redevelop that whole area, which is again why I'm so glad that I'm just showing you everything now, so you can kind of compare, if you do want to follow along, kind of what it used to look like and what's happened. So I'm not just like, I don't know, if you're watching stuff and don't know what it used to look like and I'm talking about it, you can actually go back and watch this and see now. So I guess we're on episode 21, which is where I did transform a little townhouse that was in this corner into a tiny little shop. Now that's kind of the remains of it. Now this is the new shop, which I don't think I've shown. It's been kind of going on in the background. And again, it's sort of really haphazard, like thrown together, because obviously this is how the buildings have like expanded and kind of merged. So it's ended up with a really funky layout. So yeah, I think I don't know if I show that now or in a little bit, but it will happen. I'm not going to show it now. I'm going to have to wait and see what's happening because I'm afraid I cannot remember. I think I'm going to show you this little shop. So basically in that episode I did turn a little townhouse into a corner shop because I figured we needed one. It was really small and cramped. This is episode 21 if you want to go and see it. And then eventually I did move it into that building there, which again I've recently been thinking I don't know if I want to get rid of that building. It was okay, and I never knew exactly. I just built a modern building, didn't know exactly what to use it for. It sat empty for a while, and then when I had to move that little corner shop, I thought, the corner shop can go in here. Great little fire escape there. Doesn't really function, does it? It goes straight into a tree. So yeah, this space was never really. I mean, that's meant to be the stock room for the shop. Is the idea. But yeah, something about this. It's not my favourite shop. I do much prefer that other one actually connected to the train station. Perhaps now we have got a better shop, I can get rid of that one. I don't know. So if you've got any suggestions for that space, like I'm all ears. I'm going to try and keep it like within the development of my town, village, whatever, if you like. Like I don't want to build a massive cinema when the population of the village is only like, well, I don't even know because I'm not words out. It's so hard to keep track of that. Like once you get started, there's a lot of work to try and keep tabs on how many people should be living in your village. And then I thought it would be a lot more easy to follow. The little fox is stuck, and we're going to try and push the fox off. Oh, there we go. Problem solved. Problem solved. Cow in a tree. Cow in a tree. Right, what's next? It's these little platforms, I believe. So episode 22, it does say my snazzy platforms in Spruce Valley. So as I said, these platforms are just to kind of get deliveries for both the post office and the fishmonger. They're meant to have one each. I don't think I decided which was which. I think that one's for the post office, the other one for the fishmonger. And there is kind of like a signal box watchtower in the middle, which you can't really see anything out of. Like the placement of it is not great, but I don't know. It might serve its purpose. I don't know if I actually go up and I think I go up and show you that space. I can't remember. If not, it's episode 22. Oh, I'm doing it now. So yeah, episode 22. Hello. That must be our signal master. Is that what they're called? Not really sure. So yeah, just kind of show you this space. It's obviously really small, cramped spaces in the tower, but then at the top, this is the top. It's like a little office space. You can barely see, but you can just see down the train lines. The idea of that place, obviously, is to kind of see if the tracks are clear and coordinate, like whether a certain bay can get a delivery or if there's a train coming, or just check things are running on time. So that kind of watchtower space, signal box, if you like. Signal box is the word I should be using, because that's the idea. That signal box is just to kind of monitor what trains are coming in and out, and yeah, just decide like whether the next delivery can come in. Just keep everything coordinated is the idea. And I did think as well, like, I don't know, I'd obviously imagine how many people work there, and obviously the idea would be as well, like the companies that use those platforms would pay fees to help fund it all. And I was going to work out all the finances as well, and it's just all got lost. And I don't know if I'm deep in it way too much. I mean, when I go back and I look at some of the stuff that I've done for YouTube, I think, God, that's so cringy. But you never kind of know until you do it. Like I'll probably look back on this and cringe at this as well. But also, I really love that I'm documenting the journey. And on that note as well, like this ends up being like a 3-episode area, and it did get quite a few views. And I don't know if it was the first time that I put my face like in the thumbnail, which again, like some of the advice was that I don't put my face in it. But I did mention how I've got like a little face cam in the corner, and apparently that was fine. I don't even know. And I just thought I'll try put a bit more effort into my thumbnails. And yeah, thumbnails just take the mick. Like, now I know you can get like designers and stuff, but I'm literally just doing it as a hobby. Like, this is not anything serious. But I am aware that some of my thumbnails are like super boring, and I must admit, like when I'm scrolling YouTube, if I see a boring thumbnail, I think, well, I'm not watching that. So those houses that are over there, if you want to go watch those, it was episode 23, 24 as well, and is it 25? Yeah, 23, 24, 25, where I just work on all those little houses. You might think that's so boring, but because they're sort of squished in. Oh, the rain. Because they're sort of squished in, the layout is really quirky, and I do have to do a lot of problem solving. So if you want to see that, episode 23, 24, 25. So then episode 26 is meant to be a modern apartment reveal, which is this one in the corner, if you did follow along with it. And I thought in my head, like, it's a really big open space compared to my other properties, but then when you look at it now decorated, it still is quite crammed in. Like, it's not crammed in as the other properties maybe, and it does have kind of some remnants, if you like. If you look at that design, remnants of the house that was destroyed, I believe, in episode. Let me think. 21, where I turned that corner townhouse. What am I doing now? I must have thought something that I was going to say, and obviously I can't remember because it was 2 weeks ago. Unless it's the next episode. Is it the next episode? I'm getting so confused. So confusing. Right, that was the next episode. Let me try and catch up. So that modern apartment has got... I'm going to pause this because I'm getting lost. That modern apartment has got some features of the townhouse that I destroyed to make the corner shop. What a mouthful. In episode 21, because I did actually, like, after I destroyed it, and you realise that sometimes you destroy things thinking you don't like it, and you realise it did sort of have an element that you did like, so that's what I tried to bring back. And like I say, that modern apartment ended up being like way smaller than I planned for it to be. So if someone wants me to do like a super huge modern apartment type thing, again, let me know, Bash, and it's something I can do. Now, the little shop that I flew over to just before this, just there, that was episode 20. Oh, I'm getting so lost. This is so confusing. Episode 27, where I say I finally found a use for that little abandoned or unused. It wasn't really abandoned, I don't know. Or was it? That little building there. And yeah, I make it a little shop. And again, now I think it's outdated. So might do something with that space. And to be fair, I'm really struggling to squeeze the theatre and town hall into that space just to the right of it. So perhaps I could do an expansion of it, maybe. Not sure. If you've got any thoughts, let me know and I'll do what you think I should do. But otherwise, as you know, I'll just do what I want to do. So, moving on to episode 28, which is why I fly over here. It's called I Used a New Block, because that is one of the many things that happened in that episode. And again, there's all of these houses over here that are, if I'm being honest, are inspired by Hull, which maybe I'll get a chance to explain. This is the new block that I use. It's that tough slab is what it's called. I have no idea, like, naturally what kind of biome that spawns in or whatever. I have no idea where I'm going now. Please don't tell me I'm on episode 29 already. Where's episode 29? Wait. Oh, so I think I'm just showing you how you get over to that area. And there is all of these buildings around here that I've not done an episode on that I'm going to try and show you. So just bear with me, because I can't remember, to be honest, what order I go around here. So I'm just showing you how you can get over to that area. Now, this is the original courtyard that I built with a couple of modifications. I did actually rebuild it sort of block by block. Haha, cringe. Because I didn't want to lose it, and now I think, again, I don't know if I want to keep it, so we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm a bit torn. And that's how you get over to this area, which, as I've said, is inspired by Hull, sort of near the A63. There's some, near the waterfront, near like where the deep is, there's some really sort of tall townhouse type estates, and it's definitely inspired by that. And I do really like how this area turned out. And then I've obviously built this park. This was all off camera. And I've realised here that my fountain is incomplete, so I'm just finishing the fountain off. Now, let me just think, is there anything else I want to say? Now, to be fair, I don't think I've done a tour of all of those houses inside. I mean, you're maybe not bothered, so if you want to see inside those Hull-inspired townhouses, again, let me know. I'll do a recording of it. I'm very aware as well, like, I don't know, people sometimes tell me what to do for my videos and how to make them better, which is great. Like, it's really ace that people want to help me and stuff. But remember, the whole point of the channel really is just to do it for fun. I'm not doing it like trying to get views or trying to make money, because I definitely don't make any money, purely just for enjoyment. So as much as, like, I appreciate feedback, like, obviously people have asked for survival series, but then I've realised I don't enjoy making survival series, which is definitely not a word. Don't enjoy recording a survival series. So then I've obviously stuck to the things that I think I'm showing you that train station. I'm going to pause it. No, I'm not going to pause it. I'm so indecisive. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I need to catch up with my narrative though. So I've obviously just stuck to the things I enjoy, which I think is the right thing to do. Like, even if I don't get views but enjoy recording the video, like, why does that matter? I don't know. Maybe a bit embarrassing, but I don't care. So this is also another little property that I worked on in episode 28, which does end up being like a complete nightmare. There just isn't the space to fit all the rooms, like I say. And I managed it in the end, so if you want to see that, that's episode 28. I'm obviously getting really up to date now. And I do dive into a lot of things. I remember going on a huge rant about like my bills and stuff. So if you want to see that, go watch episode 28, which is currently on 16 views. Interesting. So I think now it's time to show you all of the bits that I've done off camera. Because I don't know, there was episode 29, so I'm doing episode 29 first, I don't know. And I swear I did show off these little buildings too. I don't know. I'm just trying to show basically anyone that started following along with the journey. Yeah, episode 29, which you've probably seen. Anyone that's following along, I want to show you sort of all the bits you missed if you can't bother to go back and watch all the other videos. And like I said, I don't want you to see like a building and think, where's that come from? Or maybe you're just not bothered, I don't know. But it just sort of felt like the next natural thing to do for me. So, episode 29 is when I made actually my first thumbnail using AI. Fun. It's got that picture of an iron golem. If I could be bothered to edit, I'd put it up on screen, but go look. Episode 29. And that's where, yeah, it's the first episode that I record after the channel has been rumbled and like everyone's found it. So then I'm obviously like super conscious of all the things that I'm saying. And that's where I sort of put in that cut through, build that house. You might have seen episode 29. And then it's finally time for me to show you now all of the bits that I think you've not seen yet. Let me just check how long's left. So yeah, I've got a good amount of time left on this recording. It is a super long episode, so I do apologise for that. Thank you to anyone that's still watching, because I'm fully aware we're 37 minutes in, and it's probably not been that exciting, if I'm being honest. I'm literally just flying around and talking rubbish, as always. So yeah, I put that cut through in there. I think I'm happy with how it turned out. I mean, it serves its purpose. I'm just fully aware, like, as this town or village has grown, everything's sort of squished together, and I know that happens. But then eventually, when it does turn into like a city, I guess the city planners and whatever come in and just demolish like big areas. And I'm always, there's these little cabins as well, which were inspired by a holiday I had last year. I love that holiday. And I'd love another holiday, but I just want to save my money. Like, yeah, probably not a good idea. I mean, everyone I speak to, all adults I speak to are like, oh, you should go on holiday, you need a holiday, whatever. I would much rather save my money. Oh, cool. I would much rather save my money. Yeah, I've got goals that I want to achieve, but we'll see. We will see. So they're like little holiday cabins inspired by the holiday that I had last year, which was Ace. I absolutely love that holiday. And now I'm lost. Like, so I've done, I think, episode 29. So now I'm going to show you everything that I've not done an episode on. So things that you won't have seen before. So this is a little train station that I've added. This does connect to my Spruce Valley village, and it actually goes underground. So yeah, there's just as you can see, it's sort of incomplete. So again, if you want it completing, let me know. However, you need to do that, and I'll complete it. But yeah, little. What am I even trying to say? Just can't find the words. And I'm getting quite warm as well. Now it's stopped raining and whatever, and the sun's not out. It's kind of cloudy. What is this weather? I think I'm over here like just because I know I need a council building, and I've been thinking off camera. Like, I probably should repurpose some of these buildings. I don't know. Again, I want it to be population focused. So if I've got a big population, lots of people unemployed, then I'm going to act on that and turn houses into shops and whatever. So yeah, I'm just sort of showing some bits that you've probably not seen. I've built like an extra house in there. I swear I did that on camera. It must be on camera because it's so well furnished. I don't know if I was desperate for content, which I can't have been. Surely not. I probably just did it because I wanted to. So I appear to be showing you now, which makes me think I didn't do an episode on it, but I don't know. So apologies if you've seen this already. But yeah, just a little, is that a two-bedroom house? Look how open planned it is downstairs. That's modern, isn't it? And then, whoops, I hate when that happens. And then there are just some incomplete houses over here now. They were all going to be the same sort of style, and I just couldn't be bothered to finish it. So again, if you want me to do it, let me know. Otherwise, it'll probably be off camera. I think, I don't know, I wanted to do it at the time, and now, again, because it's all the same, I've lost interest in it. So we'll see. It's kind of a building site, if you like a suburban development. That makes sense. Right, what else have you not seen? So you've not seen these houses over here. I might speed up a bit, because if I'm being honest, I'm getting bored, and I'm sure if I'm getting bored, someone else is getting bored. So let's put it in 1.5 speed. I'm just going to show you, there's a tiny little house here. This upstairs space is so awkward. It's meant to be like a bedroom and ensuite. There's just not space for it though. So is that something I should improve? Should I merge two houses together maybe? And then I've got this little cut through here, which I've never revealed. So there are kind of lots of little terraced houses squeezed in together. They've just about got space for they're probably 1-bedroom houses, I'm not going to lie. Absolutely tiny. But I think they look really modern, and yeah, I think I just wanted more houses. I've been thinking for ages what I should put in that space, whether it should be a school, because I'm very aware that Foxby needs a school, otherwise all the students are going to have to travel to Spruce Valley, which again I think I end up showing you the school, which I've been working on. I can't remember, we'll see. But I put a roof on that now, I know I did that off camera. And I'm very aware there's all this space over here that I might squeeze some housing into. That really feels like it should be flattened and full of houses to me, but as always, let me know what you want to see. So what's happening next? I'm not 100% great. You can tell all the thought I put into my YouTube videos, can't you? So I think I've shown you everything that you've missed in Foxby now. There's nothing you've not seen. So now I'm going to show you all the bits that you've probably not seen on Spruce Valley. So this is my Shambles shopping area, as I'm calling it, inspired by the Shambles in York. Absolutely love York. Again, huge city, and I really love the way it's developed as well. Because obviously at one point it was encased in kind of some medieval walls. Forgive me if I'm not using the right thing. But yeah, this is definitely inspired by the Shambles. It's got lots of little shops rather than big corporate ones, and it's all sort of towering up and overlooking. It's got that kind of feel. So if you do look up at any point, it sort of feels like it towers over you, and I really like how I've done that, and I really like the way it's turned out. Now, obviously, all of these properties are unfurnished, so if you want to see me furnish them or just want me to do it off camera, again, let me know, I'll make it happen. I've just spotted that there. I wonder if I'll fix that. No, am I leaving it? Great. That's annoying. So yeah, these are all just little shops. I guess I'm showing you the spaces. Over here I've got some houses. I think I just needed to hit, well, I was expanding the village and also needed to probably hit some population targets, or yeah, maybe I'd done some shops and wasn't keeping up with the houses, so I've kind of retrospectively backdated that, if you like. This is meant to be a little pub. It's absolutely tiny and crammed in. I mean, I know that happens in real life, but in my head when I was building it, it was such a big space, and I thought it would be a lovely big family pub, and it's just not worked out like that. So I have been thinking, I wonder if I should demolish this and kind of repurpose it and build a bigger pub somewhere else. I don't know. I do feel like every decent village needs a pub, excuse me, and I'm not saying that because I'm encouraging drinking or anything, but it's just a community space where everyone meets up. I don't know, and I feel like every village does have a pub. It's such a shame to see pubs closing and stuff, and the prices, oh my god, the prices are just, yeah, horrific. I was thinking the other day, I can't remember the last time I bought a drink out. I swear it was because even if you just go and buy a Coke or whatever, they're literally a fiver. Why would you pay £5 for a pint of Coke? That is just does my head in. I'd love to have my own pub. I would. Maybe that's something I should aspire to do, but it's one of those big dreams, and it's all that's something that needs money. Although I have seen actually, there's a few pubs that are, gosh, things are happening. I'm not explaining it in the background. I've seen there are pubs that are asking for people to manage them. I think I'd love to do that as well. Something to think about. But it's a big risk. I do love my job, and it definitely has its perks. Yeah. Yikes, we'll see. I do think I should stick to what I'm doing. So basically, as you can see, kind of in the suburbs, there are some houses that are half finished, as always, in true Cowling fashion. So yeah, there are lots of kind of properties that I've not revealed, just sort of showing you all those. That's meant to be a big sort of mine shaft, and there's a little property there which is meant to be their offices and the shop where you can go and buy whatever they're selling, whether it's building materials. I do think that's what it should be. But again, like I feel like it needs developing, so we'll see. I've got a bit of green space there. I could squeeze another house in maybe. Do you want a house squeezed in there? And obviously at some point I've had all of these paths that go down to this water side. So, I mean, could I use this as Spruce Valley maybe can start having their own fish supply? But I'm very aware that's kind of a river that's dead-ended compared to the Foxby area, which is a bit more open. Oh my gosh, look! Oh my gosh, so the school has literally got one classroom there and it's barely done, whereas right now, in present day, that school is finished. So there's so much for you to see. So it must be in like another episode. I know I've recorded it. It must be like in the next episode. So that's something to potentially look forward to. I'm very aware I've not kind of shown these properties. I don't know when I built these properties, but yeah, they're quirky. That big one to the left is meant to be like a mayor's mansion, and it's absolutely huge. Definitely bigger than just an average size property. And then there are a couple that kind of go along the riverside as well. Right. So I guess now it's time to reveal this big kind of shop on the side of my train station. I'm going to show you as well my underground, which has not been revealed properly. So this is the little shop space which is attached. It's just like a general shop. And this is going to be like a florist or a card shop attached to the train station. I've obviously demolished bits of my courtyard and developed it. I do really like the way those buildings have turned out. I do think it was the right move for this village or town or whatever. Do you like it? I don't know. Give me feedback. And again, I'm not sure what's coming next now. So I know I revealed the underground at some point. So that's maybe all that's left now. I think I've shown you everything else. So, oh dear, we're watching an attack. Shut your eyes, boys and girls. We don't want to see foxes getting attacked. Foxes are so cute. There was one though when I went on a walk not long ago. It was pretty late and it was dark. I saw one like come towards me and then I didn't know where it went and I was terrified it was going to like jump out and bite me or something. I must have shown this before, but I'm just sort of showing you this is the workspace for that train station, like where the offices are, if you like. Yeah, I think I just want to show the train station in full. So you've seen there's a little kind of balcony up there. You can get to that up the stairs or use the lift. So these stairs kind of like wind round. There's a shortcut here, look. Oh, am I not doing the shortcut? I'm going right down the stairs. And as you can see, the stairs are unfinished. I've spiralled all the way down. I just need to put bricks around it, and I can't be bothered. Do you want me to see it done? What? Great English. So here's one underground platform, again unfinished, but that goes out to where I said Spruce Valley could potentially have like its fishing source, if you like. And this is the other underground platform which goes across to Foxby. So yeah, it's sort of half finished, but it's definitely time to reveal it because I'm aware that's probably just going to sit there in the background. It's not going to get used a lot. And I think now I've shown you everything that there is in my creative world. So yeah, there's also this little bit up here. And I always forget about this. It's meant to be a coffee shop, obviously not furnished. I've put some little tables in, but there's no lights or anything. And this at the minute was going to be potentially another entrance to those offices. And yeah, I've not finished it. So what could that space be? Let me know. Or should it just be a cleaning cupboard maybe? I don't know. I do think that whole train station, it's been changed so much, it just needs fully knocking down and rebuilding. Is that something I should do? Is it something you want to see? So I do think I've shown you everything in my creative series now. If you think I've missed anything or you've seen a building and don't know what it is, let me know. Remember, you can put timestamps as well. And then hopefully moving forward, you're not going to be confused about anything that's appeared. Yeah, I've just left those not filled in just so you know. So they're little shortcuts down to the underground bit. I'm really warm. I've been talking for like an hour as well. This recording now, what? 48 minutes. Goodness me. I must have bored you guys to death. I'm so sorry. So that is my creative world in summary. I hope you've enjoyed my little fly around tour. We've finally had an episode 30. We'll kind of see what reception that gets. If you are a student watching, just please don't disturb any lessons because that's really the thing that the most probably puts me off when people are like in a class and they're shouting out, "Sir, I've seen your YouTube video." I'm like, it's not even like, yes, it's a bit kind of cringe or whatever, but I'm more bothered because it's disturbing the lesson, and I obviously don't want to be the reason that lessons are getting disturbed. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you're going to mention something, don't do it in a lesson, please. But anyway, I hope whoever's watched this has enjoyed this little recording. Just a little catch up on what's been happening on my creative series. I don't know if I'm going to keep going with this. Like I've said, there's potentially going to be a little mini series on what was it, like a theme park. There's an idea that I've had, but it's a back burner. So if that's something you want to see, let me know. But anyway, other than that, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. I guess for anyone that's watched this far, you are awesome. So hopefully see you in another video. Au revoir.